welcome back to another Mindful Minutes segment of the Security Halt podcast. As always, I'm your host, Gab, and today I've got something special planned for you. Today we're going to talk about change and how we can successfully navigate it through mindfulness. The single most consistent factor that you will face in this wonderful military life is change. Whether it's adjusting to life on a new ODA or facing a PCS move to, Fort Polk. Change can bring us pain and anger and cause us lots of undue stress. Even when change is welcomed, it still can bring a lot of anxiety and a sense of dread. Change is a part of everyday life. And if we tap into mindfulness, we can learn to manage the uncertainty that can sometimes come along with it. So let's go over some helpful steps you can use right now to help extinguish that anxiety that comes along with change. Step 1, radical acceptance. Accept that change can and will occur. Radical acceptance is just that. Accept it. You can dread something, fear it, and wish it wasn't happening, but change is inevitable. And just like the Mad Titan Thanos, it's coming. It doesn't mean we have to love it. It doesn't mean we have to be excited about it or be cheerful. By engaging in mindfulness, we acknowledge what is occurring and we accept it, allowing us to adapt and to change and focus on the present moment. Step 2, do a check-in. Check in with yourself and understand your thoughts and your feelings. We tend to automatically identify change as either good or bad before fully understanding the complexities of the situation. This is a direct result of automatic patterns that we have developed in response to previous situations. By continuing this pattern, we set a dangerous precedent in the way we respond to changes. Instead of operating on autopilot, step back, step outside of yourself, and acknowledge what you're feeling. Find time to be still and write down all the things you're feeling. I know. I chose the wrong demographic to talk about with feelings, but actually, I picked the right ones. In the military, we are always told to just not acknowledge your feelings, but trust me on this. Take a step back, really feel and acknowledge everything you're going through. This helps you see that a lot of the fear or resistance that you're feeling is in response to perceived issues or problems that don't really exist in the present moment. At the very least, writing things down will give you something to discuss with your support group or therapist. Number 3, adapt and overcome. We've heard this all the time, whether it's in a training scenario or on deployment. We've had to get comfortable with calling audible plays on the field of battle. It's just what we do. We got to maintain our flexibility though, which means ditching those deeply held beliefs that limit us and our potential for growth. I see it all the time. Young guy walking around the company area. I never want to be on a mountain team. I only want to be on a free fall team. Halo life forever. Meanwhile, that team and that life and that idea isn't really what's actually going on in the first place. When you look at that other team, that mountain team, they might be the best team in that company. They might have the best mission going into that next deployment. They could have the best leadership. And they could be the ones that perform well in every FMP. Meanwhile, your freefall team is one box of donuts away from widespread diabetes. And the captain has a cognitive function much similar to our very own Joey B. Step 4. Make your plan and execute it. Plan your dive your plan. Meaning you do all the necessary calculations, you factor in all the variables, and then develop your course of action, which of course will inevitably be broken down into phases, small measurable phases of your plan that when executed correctly will lead to your success. It's nothing new. Guys, we've done this before. It's military planning at its finest. Well, minus the detachment planning guide. And without the 18 Echo clicking through slide decks and the 18 Zulu calling the captain a worthless turd for not formatting the slide deck, which, of course, was Chief's job. Sorry, Micah. Lastly, meditate. Final step. Just meditate. Consider meditation your very own version of PCCs and PCIs. Meditation will provide you with the clarity to see that change is just a part of life. It's neither good nor bad. It just is. Imagine treading water in the deep end of a pool. Now, 20 feet below you, nicely organized, are your dive fins, your masks, and your weight belt, all neatly laid out, ready for you to recover them. In front of you is your good buddy Kyle, and he reassures you that no matter what happens, you still got to go down there and you still got to get it. So, what's got to change? Specifically in this scenario, my biological need for oxygen, my willingness to live? No. All I simply need to do is accept that the only way out of the pool is to dive down, recover the equipment, or drown. So, after taking 3 good breaths, I went down and I drowned. 4 days later, I woke up in the ICU and I was still wearing my fins and masks. No, not at all. But you get it. And that's a true story. Sorry I let you down, Kyle. But you get it now. Remember, change is a never-ending part of life. It's always going to be there. So stop fearing it and stop assigning emotions before you really understand what's going on. Sit down, talk it through. And if it's a big move, it's a big change, talk it through with your family, talk it through with your wife, with your kids. Remember, you're not alone in this. You got tons of friends and support. Now on to some admin notes. After I publish this amazing Mindful Minutes episode, season 3 is officially over. Now we still got a whole catalog of stuff we got to publish before we start season 4. And speaking of change, we're going through some change ourselves. Our good friend and co-host Ryan is no longer with us in the live studio. He has moved on to bigger and better things, but he'll still be part of the show and he'll still be able to dial in digitally. And I still own all the rights to his digital metaverse self, so he is going nowhere. And I look forward to bringing you season 4 with a lot more Mindful Minutes. So until next time, guys have a great one. Bye. Wait. We're not done. Roll it back real quick. I want to take some moment to acknowledge all the people that put in lots of work and made us the podcast we are today. Our artwork is done by Josue Toledano. You can find him on social media and on Instagram at Art by Tole. Amazing digital artist, also service member, amazing fucking work. Highly recommend. Also want to take time to acknowledge the person that made the jingle for the Mindful Minutes segment. His name is Travis Scott Dodge. We served in 82nd together. He's a phenomenal artist, but he's also a small business owner. Go to his Instagram, look up for Travis Dodge. He's a gorgeous man with a beard, and look at our friends list. You'll find him on there. But please, if anything, just hit him up and say thank you for providing such sweet melodies. I also want to hit up Hammer 41 Leatherworks. My man, Merrill, has been a big supporter of the podcast, has always been helping me with guidance. And, he was a guest on the show. Well, he's also a small business owner and makes amazing gear. So check out his Instagram and check out his stuff and buy some of it. And then, most importantly, Aurora Boris Forge, Security Halt, Thrash and Raid, and a whole bunch of other people are coming together to support 6 Feet Above, which is a nonprofit in support of stopping veteran suicide. So please go to auroraborisforge.com. That's OUROBOROS Forge, FORGE.com, and go to the knives and then go to the raffle and buy a shitload of $15 tickets. Why? Because it's the most American thing you can do today. So do that. And then tomorrow, do it again. And then when you run out of money, you go find some and you use that money to buy more until you can't do it again, and you get put in jail. And then we'll come bail you out. This is what we do. We support our own. So please, 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 please go support this raffle and send them some love. Hit them up on their Instagrams and tell them that Security Halt sent them or sent you to them and such. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
You can be my wingman anytime.